were talking off camera before about an interesting relationship you've got over here with the Australian press, particularly Channel 9 without a spine, Channel 9. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because we cannot handle the fake news media in our community. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my experience so far with them is that they are completely fake news. I don't know that you can believe anything put out by reporters like Nick McKenzie or Charlotte Grieve or the program 60 Minutes Australia. Even what I saw of a program that didn't really involve me that much, that was from Four Corners, ABC, was, to me, looked like a bunch of fake news. But, you know, I ended up suing for defamation the reporters and 60 Minutes and The Age for a complete hatchet job that they did on me back in October of 2020. Wow. And it was completely fake news. I lost tens of millions of dollars. I mean, potentially hundreds of millions, because it led to the complete destruction of my bank, all based on a lie that they told. But, you know, they did tremendous damage to my reputation in banking, and it made it impossible for my bank to survive. A bank that I started in 2011 and operated without any incidents until these false allegations came out about me personally and the bank, that led to the complete destruction of the bank. And in fact, you know, my bank has been in a receivership for 11 months, despite the fact that it didn't need to be there because it was completely solvent and it had millions of dollars in cash above what was owed to every depositor. But not a single customer of my bank has been able to have access to 1 penny of their deposits for 11 months. It's been very bad for my customers, as well as employees that lost their jobs. I mean, they basically set in motion the collapse of the entire bank, and everybody surrounded with it, all based on a lie. And what was really frustrating is when I first approached 60 Minutes Australia through my legal representation down there, all I asked was that, look, you just retract this. It's not true. What you said isn't true. In fact, before they published it, I warned them not to do it. They did it anyway. And of course, I didn't even know I was going to be interviewed for 60 Minutes. The reporters lied to me. They told me it was for The Age. They said they were doing a video for The Age website. They said they wanted to talk to me about gold, inflation, and stuff like that. They never once mentioned that they were going to talk to me about the bank. So it was a complete ambush, very unethical tactics. You know, it's not, you know, any legitimate journalist, you know, would frown and look very poorly on these deceitful, you know, tactics that they use to fraudulently induce me to have this interview. And then they ambushed me with all these, you know, loaded questions and unsubstantiated accusations. But all I asked for, I said, look, these are doing damage to me and my bank. Just retract it. None of it is true. Just, you know, apologize, retract it, and, you know, I'll go away. Of course, they refused to do that. And so they forced me to sue them. In fact, they threatened me that if I sued them, that they would do even more. They would write even more negative stories, which fortunately they never did. Maybe they was just bluffing because they didn't want me to sue them. But anyway, so I sued them. And then for a year, over a year, they kept saying, oh, we never accused you of doing anything wrong. We didn't say you did this. We didn't say, you know, no, you're a good guy. We didn't say anything bad about you, which, of course, anyone who saw that 60 Minutes broadcast knows that they accused me of a lot of stuff. And so we ended up having a hearing. And during that hearing, the judge rules, wait a minute, you accused him of these 7 things. You accused him of committing these crimes, 7 specific crimes, and it's all defamatory. So, and then after lying about it for all this time, right, and they even admitted in court that they lied. They're like, well, you know, we have a right to deny that we said anything bad. It's like, well, no, you don't have a right to lie, which is what they did. But the whole report was a lie. So when they get caught in this lie, and the judge says, yes, you did defame him. Here's these 7 defamatory imputations. Then they said, okay, we can prove all that is true. So first they said they never accused me of doing anything bad. And then they said, well, all the things that we accuse them of doing, we can prove it, which of course, if they could have proved it, then why didn't they accuse me of it? But they kept lying that they could approve it. And finally, just a few days ago, they admitted that they can't prove anything. And they withdrew their defense of truth because they don't have a kernel of evidence that could possibly support truth to a story that was completely made up. The next part of the trial is my damages, and I probably won't get a fraction of my actual damages. I'll just get the satisfaction of a win. But, hopefully I could publicize the victory, and I would like to see the careers of these fake journalists come to an end.